What if the greatest obstacle in your life was you? Not the economy, not your job, not the people around you, not your circumstances, but your thoughts, your beliefs, your deeply buried fears. This is a story of a mountain made not of stone and dirt, but of every fear you haven't faced, every truth you have avoided, every pattern that's quietly sabotaging your future. It's not just a mountain, this mountain is you. Self sabotage is subtle, it hides behind rational excuses. It wears the mask of procrastination, perfectionism, fear or failure, and fear of success. It's a job you didn't apply for, the conversation you avoided, the dream you shelved. And here's the catch: self sabotage often comes disguised as safety. It slowly whispers in your ears: wait until you're ready. Play it safe. What if you fail? No one is born sabotaging themselves. It begins in childhood, when your rejection hurt more than we could handle, when chaos made control feel like survival, when love was conditional and we learned to earn it by abandoning parts of ourselves. So we build defenses, walls, masks, rules, and over time those defenses became our prison. We repeat what we don't repair. Until we become aware, we will recreate the same struggles in different relationships, different jobs, different cities. Not because we want to, but because the mind clings to familiarity even when it hurts. Eventually, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. The same fights, the same failures, the same self doubt. And that's when the mountain appears. It doesn't show up to punish you, it shows up to reveal you, to wake you up, to show you where you stopped growing and invite you to begin again. The first step is to name it. What is your mountain made of? Fear of being seen? Unworthiness? People pleasing? The belief that you're not enough? Call it what it is, because you can't climb what you won't face. Growth is uncomfortable. It asks you to leave the familiar and step into uncertainty, to fail, to feel, to be vulnerable. But the pain of growth is far more beautiful than the ache of staying stuck. Within you, there is a shadow. Not evil, just unloved. These are the parts of you have hidden to survive. The anger you suppress, the dreams you ignore, the pain you never processed. Healing is inviting those parts back into the light. It's asking, what did I need back then that I didn't get? And giving it to yourself now. The moment you stop running and starting listening, the pattern begins to break. You stop choosing pain just because it's familiar. You start saying no without guilt. You set boundaries not as punishment but as protection. This is the moment the mountain begins to tremble. Emotions are not your enemy, they are messages. Anger tells you what's not okay. Sadness shows you what you have loved. Fear reveals what you value. Stop running from your feelings. Start decoding them. They are your map. Now that you have dismantled what's false, it's time to rebuild. Not to become someone new, but to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Write the story. Make the change. Choose a life that sets your soul on fire. When you begin to heal, you stop needing permission. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You start saving yourself. You make decisions from clarity, not chaos. From intuition, not insecurity. From power, not pain. You begin to recognize yourself in the way you speak, in the boundaries you hold, in the peace you feel, even in uncertainty. You're no longer reacting, you're responding. You're no longer surviving, you're thriving. The top of the mountain doesn't feel like victory. It feels like quiet, like breath, like finally coming home to yourself. You realize the journey wasn't about conquering anything. It was about remembering that you always had the power. So if you feel like life feels stuck, if you feel lost, if the same patterns keep repeating, don't run from the mountain. Climb it. Not because it's easy, but because on the other side, it's you. Like what you heard? There's more where that comes from. Stick around, subscribe, and if you're ready to climb your own mountain, check the link in the description for the full book. Because sometimes one book can change everything.